All right, so today we're going to talk about the merge feature and also the renumber feature in Counterpoint. They're very helpful tools. Does everybody see a full screen here? You don't see like a presenter's screen where my presentation is a little teeny tiny? Okay, good.
Yep. See everything.
So as a reminder, if you don't have pencil and paper and you want to ask me a question, just go to the little chat icon you see. Sometimes people see it at the top of their screen and sometimes people see it at the bottom of their screen. So look both places. Okay, so we're going to talk about merge renumber. I'm going to talk about. Oh, I didn't mute everybody. Here, I'm muting you guys. You're having too much fun. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to merge duplicate items. I'm going to show you how to identify duplicate items. That's duplicate items and duplicate customers. And then I'm going to show you how to renumber items and customers and also how to renumber vendors. It's going to be fun. So first, a little bit about me. That's me last Christmas or 2 Christmases ago or something like that. I am an NCR certified counterpoint trainer. I do have over 20 years of experience in the retail industry, and I do have over 15 years of experience educating clients in counterpoint. And as Tony would tell you, because he put this on the slide, I'm just an all around great gal. So, everyone, in my experience, has at least one or a gazillion duplicate items, item records, or duplicate customer records. So the nice thing about this tool in Counterpoint is you can actually combine them. And when you combine them, the item or customer that you don't want disappears, but the history moves over to the item you're going to keep. So that's great. Sometimes I work with customers, and for example, they set up a vendor and they click on the auto assign button, which gives the vendor a number. And if you know anything about Counterpoint, when you're running reports, what displays on a report is a vendor number or a customer number or an item number. And sometimes I have people tell me, you know what? Instead of vendor 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, when I'm looking at my reports, it'd be a lot more sensible if that vendor field said Acme. And I would agree. It's much more intuitive. So we're going to start with item merge. Now I'm going to go through this PowerPoint presentation, and then when I'm done, I'm going to actually jump into the software so you can see it for real. So there are some rules that need to be followed when you're doing an item merge. Your store has to be closed. There's just no getting around it. If you're multi-store, and if you don't know what multi-store is, you're not a multi-store. But those of you that are multi-store know you're multi-store. Or if I say the word hub, if you know what the word hub means, it means you're multi-store. You have to sync your stores. You need to execute your item merge worksheets before you open or after you close. So you'll find out in the item merge, the customer merge process, you'll actually create a worksheet. And then you can save the worksheet. And after you close, and do all your posting, or before you open in the morning, before you ring a sale, you can actually execute that worksheet to complete the merge. If you're multi site, once you're merged, you need to resync the stores. Okay, here's some more rules because I just love rules. Okay, this is a single store environment rule though, so they have less rules to follow than multi stores. They still have to be closed. They still have to have all their documents posted before they execute the worksheet, and they need to do this before opening or after closing. Okay, so what can be merged? Because not everything can be merged. So when you merge items, they have to have the same item type, and I'll show you that later. They have to have the same tracking method, and again, I'll show you that later. They also must share the same account code. Now, if you don't interface to an accounting program, you don't have to worry about that step. They must have the same alternate units. So for those of you that sell by the each, by the six pack, by the case, whatever you're merging has to share those alternate unit values. If you sell apparel, we call those gridded items. If you sell apparel, then the items that you're merging have to share the same dimensions. Now, when I say dimension, I mean things like size, color, width, inseam. I don't mean red, white, and blue. Those are the values of a dimension. So you can have two items, they both have color and size, but one has small, medium, large, and one has extra small, small, medium, large, extra large. That's acceptable. You can merge those. The same with color. I might have two items, they both have color size. One has red, white, and blue, and the other one has cranberry, snow, and navy. You can merge those items, and you'll retain those same values in the finalized item. Okay, in the merge item utility, this is what it looks like, and I'm actually going to walk you through it. So you'll notice that there is a group line. It says group merge in mine. You can give it any name you like. To me, merge is just easy. By the way, this is a temporary worksheet, and this is where you go to create the worksheet. So you can name it whatever you like because you're the only one that's ever going to see it. I personally like things like avocado and pineapple, but that's up to you. When you press enter, your description field, which is to the right of the group field, will open up. Now, what I would do in the description field is I would put a date so that you know the date of the merge. Now, down below, down here in the bottom half of the screen, you're going to select a from item number. This is the one that you don't like. Boo, we don't like this item. And then you're going to select a to item number. This is the item we want to keep. So at the end of the day, your from item is going to be gone, and any history associated with the from item is going to migrate over to the to item. I recommend when you're working on these worksheets that you work in small batches. I have some people that'll create worksheets with like 50 or 100 items, and I will caution you, a pitfall of working on these worksheets is that if there's something wrong with the grouping of items that you chose, Counterpoint's going to tease you until you get to the end. And when you get to the very end and you try to merge, Counterpoint's going to say, I'm sorry, I can't merge these items. And it doesn't tell you which one it can't merge. You have to hunt it down. So if you work in groups of 10 at a time, 10, 10 on a worksheet, you can have as many worksheets as you like. So if you have 10 on a worksheet, it's easier to track down where the problem is. Or if you follow the rules, you won't have any problems. Okay, after merging items, there's still some more work to do. Because the from item no longer lives in Counterpoint and all the history moved over to the to item, if you made any touchscreen buttons that reference the from item, you're going to have to fix those touchscreen buttons now to represent the to item. If you use images or you have custom reports, you're going to have to modify those customizations or those reports and swap out the from item with the to item. If you have price rules, this is a really big one. Price rules are those discounting functions that work in the background that you don't see. They just discount automatically. So if you have a price rule that references the from item, that price rule is no longer going to work. You're going to have to swap it out with the to item. So pretty straightforward. Customer merge, you're going to start to see a theme here. In a multi-store environment, stores must be closed, they must be synced, execute your worksheets before opening or after closing, and after the merge, make sure you sync again. More rules. In a single store environment, stores must be closed, everything should be posted before you execute that merge, and you should execute the merge before opening or after closing. I have some people that want to execute the merge while they're open. I mean, you can try it. It is tolerant. But chances are you might be trying to merge something that's on an open point of sale document, and then you're just going to get a lot of failures. Now, in a multi-store environment, don't even try it. But a single store environment, you can try it, but if it fails, that's probably why. So, what customers can be merged? If you don't use something called AR, you can start looking at your phone right now. If you don't know what AR is, you don't use it. But if you do use AR, any AR customers you merge must share the same account number. They must have a zero balance. And if you use loyalty programs, the customers that you're merging must belong to the same loyalty program and they must have a zero balance. And then notice on this last statement, oops, sorry about that. Notice on this last statement, there's a circle with a line. E-commerce customers cannot be merged. They cannot. Okay, in the merge customers utility, now I know this screen is going to look really familiar because it looks a lot like the item merge screen. And it's just it's the same procedure. You're going to give it a group name. It can be any name you like, kitty cat. You're going to give it a description. I recommend the date you're doing the merge. And then on the from line, you're going to select the customer you don't want anymore. And on the to line, you're going to select the customer where you want all the history to merge to. And again, just like in item merge, work in small batches. Don't get, worksheets that are 50, 60, 70 groupings because most likely they're going to fail. There's going to be something wrong out of that entire worksheet. And if there isn't anything wrong with that entire worksheet, give me a call and let me know. Okay, after you merge customers, there's more cleanup to do, just like after merge items. The from customer no longer lives in Counterpoint, it's gone. All the history from the from customer will move over to the to customer. If you have any touchscreen buttons specific to customers, you're going to need to update those touchscreen buttons. If you have any images, reports, customizations that are specific to the from customer, they are going to need to be updated. Any price rules associated with the from customer will also need to be updated. So a lot of similarities here. So it's pretty easy to remember one from the other. Well, except with the rules, the before and after merge. Okay. Last, I'm going to talk about renumber item customers and vendors. And as I mentioned earlier, when people are new to Counterpoint and they build a vendor, they just click on the auto assign button. Counterpoint gives it a number, and 3 months later they say, "Wow, that number is not intuitive. How could I change it?" So you can. We do have rules in a multi-store environment. Your stores need to be closed. Your stores need to be synced. You need to do this before opening and after closing. And again, you can build worksheets. You can build worksheets during the day, but they can't be executed until after you close or before you open. Once you merge, you need to sync again. In a single store environment, stores must be closed. Everything should be posted, and you want to execute the worksheet before opening or after closing. Pretty straightforward. So this is what an item renumber looks like, and it looks a whole lot like item merge. It almost looks like the same screen, but it is a different module. So just like with item merge, customer merge, you're going to give this a group name. You're going to give it a description. I recommend the date. On the old number line, you're going to select the existing vendor number that you do not like. And on the two item number line, you're going to select what you want the new item to be. Okay, and again, work in small batches. And again, you can make your worksheets during the day. You just can't execute them until you're closed or before you open. Same is true with customers. You're going to give a group name. You're going to give a description. I recommend a date. You're going to have an old customer number, the number you want to change, and a new customer number, which is the number you want it to become. Work in small batches. Vendors. I know, looks familiar, right? Group name, description, put the old vendor number, the one that you don't like and you want to change. On the new vendor number line, you're going to define a new vendor number for that vendor. And again, work in small batches. Here's what's really cool about renumbering. There's really not a lot of cleanup to do. There's no history that needs to be moved because all the history remains with that record that you renumbered. If you have any outstanding purchase orders, receivings, Counterpoint's going to visit those documents for you and it's going to swap out the old with the new. So that's great. The only thing you need to pay attention to are price rules, item images, and touchscreen buttons. So if any of those are affected, I had a price rule with item 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I changed that item to A, B, C, D, E, F, G, you're going to have to visit the price rule and swap out the item number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with A, B, C, D, E, F, G. The same is true with customers and vendors. Pretty easy. So your takeaways after this session, you'll know how to merge and renumber, and you'll do it before or after closing. After you're done with merge or renumber, remember to update your price rules, your images, your touchscreen buttons. And here's a helpful hint. Please teach your people before they click on that fun add button to add a new item, add a new customer, add a new vendor, to do a keyword search and make sure the record doesn't always exist. This is how we end up with duplicate customers. People saying, "Oh, look, I got this new item, and it's Hello Kitty soda bottle, and I need to build that in inventory." And they just go right into inventory. They click on add, and they build that item. Well, unbeknownst to them, the item was built by somebody else earlier, and it's because that second person didn't search is how we end up with the duplicates. Can you avoid duplicates 100%? Yeah, no. But you can cut down on the instance by teaching everyone to search for something before they click on new. Yes, it's going to take more time, but in the long run, it will save time. Okay, and I'm not going to do Q&A yet. We're going to come back to that. So now I'm just actually going to jump in the software and show you some stuff. So I'm going to minimize this. I'm going to open up Counterpoint. I'm going to start here at the main menu. So first I want to remind you of the fields that need to be addressed before you do an item merge, what you need to check. So if I go to, I'm going to click on my breadcrumbs. If I go to Inventory, Items, and I'm just going to find my ADM-SCD1. Okay. So I'm going to check the item type right here. I'm going to check the tracking method. And notice I have 8 of these. I want you to just make a mental note. I have 8 of these. I'm also going to check the account code, which is right there. And again, if you're not using an accounting program, that's either going to say one or retail on all your items. On the Units tab, I want to make sure any alternate units on this record also exist on the record that I'm merging. In this example, it's perfect. I have no alternate units. On the Grid tab, if I have grids here like small, medium, large, red, white, and blue, I'm sorry, color size, red, white, blue, small, medium, large, I would see them here. So the item that I'm merging to has to see the same dimensions. Matter of fact, I'll just kind of give you a visual on that for those of you that do use gridded items. I know not everybody does, but some people do. So this is what I mean by a dimension right here, this word color and this word size. We don't care about this down here. Counterpoint's going to handle that for you. So if the item I'm merging to has a different color palette, Counterpoint's going to retain this color palette and just add it to the color palette of the item that you're merging to. Okay, so pretty easy. Now, another thing is, well, how do I look for duplicate items? That's such a good question. I'm really glad I asked it. There isn't a report or a mechanism that says this is what I detect are your duplicate items. And a lot of times I have clients ask me, well, how come if I put in an item that has a similar description to another item, why doesn't Counterpoint warn me? Well, Counterpoint considers your identifier as the item number in this column right here. And you can't create two different items with the same item number. And that's why Counterpoint just doesn't know. So if you put in salad 1, Counterpoint's going to be really happy with salad 1. All right, even though the description might be salad on both of them, Counterpoint's happy because the identifier is unique. So typically I find that when we do find duplicate items, we find them by accident. But if you're actually on the hunt for duplicate items, what I do is I come here to the description and I right click on the description field. So, you have to be right on that column, right click, and I'm going to sort it either ascending or descending because that'll group all my like descriptions together. And then I'll have a good grip on possible duplicates. So I can see here I have ADN SD2 and I have ADM SCD1. Well, they do have two unique identifiers, so Counterpoint's happy, but notice they have the same description. So the question is this: is this really one and the same item, or are they two different items? So you have to do a little bit of detective work. But I'm going to say, you know what? Those are duplicates. So let's look at ADM SCD1, and I have 8 of those. And then I'm going to look at the other one, which was ADM ADN SCD2. And you can see here I have -1 of those. So you're probably thinking about that. Well, when I merge, what happens to the quantities? Counterpoint cleverly does the math. So I had 8 on the one item and I have -1 on this item. So let's go ahead and do a merge. So I'm going to close out of here and I'm going to go to Inventory, Utilities. By the way, for those of you on the newer version of Counterpoint, if you don't remember how to get to where I'm at right now the older version can't help you. But if you do have the newer version and you don't remember how to get to somewhere, just so you know, in case you don't know, this magnifying glass here, if I just type what I'm looking for here, we have to spell it right. Utilities. Oh, or not. This is what I like about my job. Hey, watch this. Okay, I'll stress about that later. Inventory. Oh, that's why, because it's not a button. Silliness. It's not a tab. All right. So inventory utilities, and then I'm going to go to merge items right here. So I'll bet money if I come up here and type the correct thing, like merge items. Oh, look at that. It found it because I did the right thing. Silly Counterpoint. Can't be psychic. And you can click right on the button in that search, and it'll take you right to where you need to be. Now, on the group line, I'm just going to type what I want to call the group. I'm just going to call it merge. Notice the screen is grayed out. As soon as I press the Enter key, this is where I can put in my date. So today is the 25th, my sister's birthday, by the way, in case you were wondering. Now, on the From Item Number line, I'm going to select the item that I want to go away, which is the ADN-SCD that had a value of -1. Now, you can free type it if you know the entire identifier. If you don't, please use the lookup. Because if you type it wrong, this is what's going to happen. Oh, I'm on file. Haha. So you want to type it exactly correct. Still not on file. SCD2. Now it's happy. The two item is the item I want to keep and where I want all the history to merge. So I'm going to type ADM SCD1. Now I'm going to enter a couple of times. Enter. Well, I'm going to enter one time. Sometimes you have to enter twice. Notice my grouping jumps to the top. Now at this point, I can continue to add items. Now, like I said, you can add as many as you like. I don't recommend it. I stick to batches of 10. So if you made a worksheet and you want to come back later to execute the worksheet, just save it. Move on with your life. When you come back a little bit later, you can use a handy magnifying glass and say, merge items. And there it is. And remember, anytime you go to any module anywhere in Counterpoint, when you see black arrows, there's something here that's not completed. So if I use my right facing arrow, there's my grouping of items. And now I'm going to come up here to the upper right and I'm going to click on merge. Immediately Counterpoint displays a screen preview. I recommend you print this or save it electronically. Don't print it. Don't hurt a tree. At least save it electronically. Once you're done with the merge, you'll never get this report again. It's one of the very few things in Counterpoint that doesn't go to live in history. So once you merge, this report is gone. Now, when I exit from the report, guess what? Counterpoint's going to say, are you sure you want to merge? Because once you merge, you can't get this report anymore. So I'm just going to say yes. Okay, so now we have a successful merge. And if I go back and I look at inventory, and I look at ADM SCD1, see how my on hand is now 7? It was 8. And if I look for the item that I merged or made go away, DN2, that's what I'm going to get. Oh, sorry, I did it wrong. Oh, no, that's right. That's right. I'm right. See how it says in our description here? It thinks I'm building a new item. I'm trying to gaslight myself. Okay, so that's item merge. So notice you can reuse your old item numbers if you care to. Okay, next let's talk about customer merge. And again, you're going to see it's oddly similar. So I'm just going to come up here to my magnifying glass. And I'm going to type customer merge. Obviously, I'm doing something wrong. There it is. Oh, it's called merge customer. My goodness. Can't even get the words backwards. So merge customer. Counterpoint will take me directly to that window. I see there are no black arrows, so there's nothing here that's unposted. I'm going to give this a group name. It's like merge. And I'm going to put a date here so I know the date I did the merge. And in the from customer, I'm going to select a customer. And in this example, I'm going to actually select a cash customer, Gina. And then I'm going to select a to customer, that's another cash customer. So you can merge cash into cash, by the way. You merge AR into AR. And not Carol Dawn and not cash customer. Oh, here, well, I'm not going to merge my template. Oh, here we go. I'm going to merge into Jenna Watkins. Okay. And again, my grouping of customers jumps to the top here. And again, I can save my changes and come back later and execute the worksheet. But I'm just going to go ahead and merge. So I'm going to click on the merge button at the upper right, save my changes, which is just saving the worksheet. I'm going to get a screen preview just like I did before. I'm going to print it up or save the electronic copy. Don't print it, save the electronic copy. Be green. I'm going to exit from the screenshot and I'm going to get a warning. Are you sure you want to merge because you can't get this report when you're done? So I'm going to say, why, yes. All right. So now Gina is gone. Jenna is still there, but all of Gina's history moved over to Jenna's record. So if I go into customers, and I look for Gina, well, let's look for Jenna first. There's Jenna. She's still there. Let's find Gina. Oh, no Gina. Gina's gone. And of course, with both, whether it's item merge or customer merge, remember to update your touchscreens, your price rules, any customizations. Okay, last thing I'm going to talk, let's look at duplicates. I almost forgot that. So if you want to find duplicates, and this is usually something I find people, yeah, they run across them accidentally, but they know there's duplicates out there, and so they actually go looking for the duplicates. So just like an item merge, I just go into the lookup here. I right click on the name and I either sort it ascending or descending because that way Counterpoint will group up the names that are duplicate or if they're just similar, they'll probably land together anyway. But that's but there's still more homework to do because I might have two Bill Bakers in here. And so the question is this, is it a duplicate customer record or do I really have two customers named Bill Baker? Well, it's not out of the realm of possibility for me to have two customers named Bill Baker, so I might need to do a little further detective work. So then you might be thinking, well, which one do you keep? If I have two Bill Bakers, which one do I keep? I usually keep the one with the most complete information. So if I look at one and it's got all the address information, but I look at the other Bill Baker and there's no address information, I'm probably going to keep this one. Okay, so that is customer merge. Now let's talk about renumber because there's renumber items, renumber customers, renumber vendor. So inventory, utilities, renumber items. Okay, I know this is looking like, a repetitious theme here. You're going to give it a name like renumber. You're going to put a date here. You're going to come down to the bottom and select the old item number. So I'm just going to choose ADM SCD1. And, I really do not like that item number. I'm just going to call it Cool Golf Club. And then it jumps to the top when I press my Enter key. I can save and move on with my life and execute this worksheet later. Or I can click on Renumber. Yes, I want to save. I get a screenshot of what I did, which I'm going to save electronically. When I exit, I get a warning. Yes, I know I won't be able to get this report again. And then when I say yes, now I don't have ADMSCD. Well, I have all of its history. I have everything about the record. The only thing that's gone, and it's not really gone, it's overwritten, is, uh, I'm sorry, the ADMSCD1 is overwritten with Cool Golf Club. So if I go to inventory and I go to items, and I come here into this lookup and I type Cool Golf Club, there it is, Cool Golf Club. Okay, so ADMSCD has just been overwritten. All right, and then there is customer renumber. Instead of having these customer numbers, I really wish I'd captured everyone's phone number because everyone knows their phone number, but nobody knows their customer number. So same thing, customers, utilities, renumber customers, give it a name. And again, it doesn't matter what name you use. I always put a date here. And then the old customer number, let's choose Jenna or not. Oh, I spelled her name wrong. Okay. And you know what? Her old number is 1001, but I want to put her phone number here. So I'm just going to put her phone number as the new customer number 555 555 5555. I'm going to or renumber when I'm done. Save my changes. Save my electronic preview. Exit, get the warning. It's done. And so now when I go into customers, I no longer have customer number 10001. Now I have the phone number of 555 555 5555. So if I come in here and I type 555 555 5555, and there you go. Easy, easy, easy. And last but not least, renumber vendors. And I see this all the time where people just have a vendor number instead of a vendor name. And here's how that happens actually. So if I go to purchasing and I come here to vendors, a lot of people when they're building vendors are just very tempted to auto assign. That's fine as long as the number means something to you. But to a lot of people, it doesn't in the long run. So I always prefer when you are building vendors that you actually, yes, I want to cancel, that you actually type a name on that line. It's just going to make your reporting a lot easier to understand. But, that's kind of spilled milk at this point because I have all these vendors with numbers and I really want them with names. So I'm going to go to purchasing. Here in purchasing, I'm going to come to utilities and I'm going to go to renumber vendors and I'm just going to give it a name. Here, let's give it a different name just for fun. Let's call it avocado. Going to give it a date. And I'm going to press enter. Excuse me. The old vendor number is this boring 100002. That's really boring. I want the new vendor number to be something a little more intuitive. Like, let's see, what's a good one? Thanksgiving, because the holiday's coming up. Oh, no, it's called Halloween. Halloween's fun. All right, so my new vendor is going to be called Halloween. I'm going to press my enter key. I'm going to come up here to renumber, get a warning, electronically save my screenshot. Are you sure? Yes, I am. Renumbered successfully. And now when I go into my vendor records under purchasing and vendors, I no longer have 100001. I have Halloween. And there it is. So you can see the name is still Acme. It's just the vendor identifier is Halloween. Okay, so that's it. That is it. Now I'm going to unmute you as soon as I finish up with my last slide. And then you can ask me questions. I have nothing in the chat, so that's fine. I must have been very thorough. So just kind of sell my next presentation from current slideshow right there. So Q&A, we're going to cover that in a moment. Heads up, on Wednesday, October 23rd at 1 p.m., same bat time, we're going to talk about chasing negative inventory because this is the bane of everybody's existence. Why do I have so many negatives? So I'm going to show you how to modify something called the data dictionary so you can easily track your negative numbers without running a report. I'll also show you how to create a quick view, which will lead to a quick report. And as a bonus, I will show you a very special report that I love. It has nothing to do with chasing your negatives. Well, it kind of does, but on the same topic. This particular report will solve any on hand or cost mysteries that you have. So I get this question a lot. I do not understand how this cost got to be $2.35. I don't understand how this value of this item got to be -5. This way cool report will show you exactly what documents affected that item and how Counterpoint reached the value of 235 and -5. Okay, so that's it. I'm going to unmute everybody. Feel free to ask questions. Okay, unmute. Okay, all you guys partying, got to be quiet now.
Okay. I have a question, Gina.
Question me.
Can I do these changes from the hub?
You have to.
Oh, I have to do them from the hub?
Have to do them from the hub.
Okay. All right. So
I'm glad you said that. Now I got to update my PowerPoint presentation. They have to be done from the hub.
All right. That's what I needed to know.
Good question. Any other questions?
I think we're good. I don't have anything.
Well, you guys have been a very good audience. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hopefully I see everyone next month, October 23rd, 1 o'clock.